Let's go, let's go, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Man, what's going on, people? Drum roll, guitar, piano. Ronnie Speed coming back. Let's get it. Welcome, everybody, to the beginning and new year of 2023. So you see, we have another panel discussion and it's getting, more volume, more people are showing up. So I want to thank all these people who are falling into, the Zoom. People are still showing up. And yeah. So if you've seen the last panel discussion, which was in maybe November, the last panel discussion was in November, and we talked about readapting your mindset for success, getting rid of those limiting beliefs, fears, and the stories that you tell yourself, which is going to prevent you from being successful. So now we are on the next phase, which is vision. So if you earned a 2 racks a week T-shirt, or if you seen me wear them or anybody else, RVL is pretty much what I call the brand, which I think is pretty much like the three main characteristics that a person needs to be successful, which is readapting your mindset, creating a vision for your life, and levitating. What's going on, Steven? And once you do all these things, then that's when you start to reach your full potential. So in this panel discussion, we are going to be talking about creating a vision for yourself outside of driving Uber and Lyft. I know a lot of people, who are driving, that's all they focus on: driving, Uber and Lyft, what they doing, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Then you got the nerds want to calculate everything. And I got, depreciation 98. And then you times this by 3. Look, forget all that, man. We don't want to be doing this long term. So we're going to talk about what are we passionate about and what are we trying to pursue outside of driving. That's what I want to hear. It's not going to be like what Uber and Lyft doing. Everything that we're going to discuss and talk about tonight is creating a vision for yourself. So I know a lot of y'all, seeing the content, making money, excited. Some people have made $2,000. Last year, I had about 42 people come on. So congratulations to all the men and women who did come on, who did make $2,000. This year so far, I had one, and he's here. Shout out to my boy Karingas.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, so we got the first one 2023, and we're gonna keep it going. I'm hoping by the end of the year we can have at least 100 people. So yeah, we know how to make the money. Now it's time to start setting visions for ourselves outside of driving Uber and Lyft. So like if you've seen the other panel discussions, you know how I like to come up with acronyms. So I have an acronym for the word vision, which is visualizing, imagination, strength, and inspiration for the future, man. So now let's dive right on into it, shall we? Let's start with the vision. Vision is not about seeing. However, it is also about understanding and interpreting the visual information that we receive. This involves us using our prior knowledge and experience to make sense of what we see and to use information to guide our actions and decisions. Creating a vision for your life is important because it gives you a clear direction and a purpose. It helps you to focus on what is most important, and it helps you focus on making a decision that are enlightened with your values and goals. A vision allows you to see the bigger picture and understand how all are the different pieces of your life fit together. It can also provide motivation and inspiration as it gives you something to work towards and strive for. Without the vision, it can be easy to get caught up in the day by day details, losing sight of what you truly want to achieve. By taking the time to create a vision for your life, you can stay focused and motivated and make progress towards the life that you truly desire. The point of creating this division will give you direction, relieve stress, give you a sense of fulfillment and happiness, and a peace of mind, man. So yeah, man. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So before we even start talking about our, visions and things that we want to pursue, I want everybody to, say do like a quick sentence what exactly does success mean to you, and what does a successful life look like to you? So, who wanna? Anybody want to go first?
Yeah, I'll run it up.
All right, go ahead.
Uh, One of the biggest things for me that I guess gives me a clear understanding of like what I define as success is one, being able to achieve the goals that I have set for myself and accomplish them and get me to a place that I want to be and reach that destination almost. Um, I also don't feel like I'm the type of person that will ever have like a finish line. So I say a destination and I'm sure I'll go to the next one. But
Mhm.
basically getting myself to a place that, living comfortably, living how I want to live, doing the things that I want to do, and whatever is making me fulfilled in life.
Good, good. Yeah, man. I like that. I like that. Next,
Yeah, I
anybody?
like.
Okay.
Yeah, I go ahead and say to me, success is I don't really have look at myself as how I want to be successful. I just know I'm gonna be successful.
Mm-hmm.
So if I know I'm gonna be successful, then the people around me, like my inner family that I'm real tight with, I want to see them be successful. That's what's going to make me feel successful because I either
Mm,
paved the way, I either helped, I either supported, I either did, you know, those things that's on my goals. By accomplishing those, I just don't want to be successful myself because just like the other guy that just said, what was his name?
J Eddie.
That was just, huh?
J Eddie.
Jay Eddie. Okay, okay, nice to meet you.
You as
Uh,
well.
like he said, it's the success is unlimited. So I can't put a cap on it. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this right now.
okay.
Because I feel like everybody that I was underneath as far as job wise was keeping me from my success because there was a
Mm,
ceiling that was always there. I don't have a ceiling anymore. So now I'm bringing the success, not with just me, but I want to get the success from my family, my friends, even the people that I meet in life. I want them to be successful. So um, that's what I'm looking towards. I'm just
okay.
trying to be successful and bring people along with me. That's going to make me feel like I succeeded.
Yeah, I like the fact that you said that, and a lot of times if you ask people what does success mean to them, it's kind of from like a selfish aspect, which is fine. I mean, that's their definition. That is fine. But I like the fact that you included how you want to have other people around you be successful, and that's
Hmm.
important, man. I think that's the best feeling. Even connecting with you guys and talking to y'all and answering DMs and stuff. That's a good feeling if you can have a positive impact on somebody's life. The money is cool, but if you could build meaningful relationships and have a positive impact on somebody's life, and that's a great feeling, man. So shout out to you
Yes,
for
sir.
acknowledging that. Who's next? Who's next?
Hi, y'all.
Yeah.
What's going on? I'm
Hey,
glad you
all
got
right.
to show
Hello,
up.
hello.
Hey.
um,
Do
yeah,
a
I had
quick
a lot
intro,
of questions.
quick introduction, real quick for us, because it just says iPhone.
Oh, y'all can't see me?
We
No,
can
we can
see
see. We just
you.
don't know your name. It just
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Naja, and
okay.
I live in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm originally from Philadelphia, but yeah, this is my hometown now.
Mm-hmm.
And I do Uber and Lyft. And sometimes I have bad days, sometimes I have good days. It's just like I'm a mother of two. So sometimes it's overwhelming to do that. And I have a cleaning business too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to meet my goal with Uber, but then I have clients. So I'm trying to figure out how to organize, all of that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, thanks for sharing us that, and welcome. How long have you been doing it?
Thank you. For a year.
For 1 year?
Yeah, and I got like 4,200 rides. Or
Okay,
yeah,
good. Not too
42.
shabby. That's pretty
That's
good.
not bad.
So, like,
Yeah.
since you've been doing it for a year, I know you probably just now getting your feet wet, learn how to make money, learning your market.
Mhm.
Compared to last year to this year, 2023, what are some things that you want to accomplish for yourself, regardless if it's financial, family, family wise? What's some things that you want to achieve?
Um, I want to be financially free and just make money where I want to have passive income, basically,
Okay.
where I don't have to, worry and hurt myself to death working so hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to, and I want to finally make at least $2,000 a week.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get it, man.
Let's get
What's
it.
the most you made? So.
I only made almost 2,000. It was like I was $100 off.
Oh,
1900. So
Oh, you gonna get
dang.
it
yeah,
this
you
year.
gonna
You gonna
for
get it.
sure.
Yeah, you gonna
Yeah,
have
this
to
year
get
you
it.
should definitely.
that.
You got that.
It's easy.
That's in the bag. That's in the bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
You
art.
got that.
Yeah, you
And
got that.
sometimes I don't sometimes I don't need to sleep. Like if I have a client like in the morning, I drop my kids off at school. I have a client in the morning, or then like the afternoon, I'm doing Uber like the whole day until my kids get out of school. I'm cooking dinner, and then I take a nap like for like 2 or 3 hours, and then I go back out and Uber, Lyft again. Like
Wow.
it's like it's exhausting. It's just like I gotta find a good balance, and then I'm spiritually like I'm at church all the time,
Okay.
building with my church and all of that. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing. Sharing your background with us, and
No
if
problem.
if you start to show up to more of these panels, and network with some of the other drivers, whatever, you would definitely reach some of your goals and definitely make $2,000. If you got 1,900 last year, you should definitely get it this year for sure. And we're gonna make sure.
Thank you.
Make sure that you get it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Got
Everybody,
that.
who want to go next?
If anything,
Yeah, I
I'll
guess
go
I'll step up.
next, or
Oh, okay.
305 can go for it. Or don't matter.
Should I go first?
All right, for sure.
Yeah. So, as far as like success, we confuse success with just like all positive things. I think success. Oh, sorry. You can be successful with bad things too. And it's success, just like getting what you set out to do, like accomplishing your goals, whether that's
Hey, man.
no,
It's
Shit,
cutting
Big
out.
C, your
or
audio going in and out. I'm not sure if it's like your connection or some on Bluetooth, but it's like real choppy.
You hear me now?
Say something again.
Wait, let me go first. I'm gonna switch the headphones.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
I'll
ahead,
go.
Alfredo.
I'll go. To me, success is like that. What do you call it? That grind to get to that top level in what you want to do in life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like what Carnegie said, like I want to bring all my friends up with me as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Since we all lived in a very poor environment. So
Where
like
you from?
the Inland Empire.
Oh, the IE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And like from they see me success in Uber and Lyft and all this rideshare business stuff, and like I show them like this is what we can get out, together, and like expand what we can do, private clients and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And since we grown with a lot of like Hispanic people that go to the border, that's another business that I'm trying to like visionize to like maybe buses, one day, and send people to the border, and that like in a way like just bringing all my friends up and stuff through this, like have Uber and Lyft like pay the way to like bigger and bigger and better and stuff.
Good.
Fire.
All right, yeah, we can hear you now, Big C.
Okay, you hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, no, that was dope. No, I think what I was saying was like success. I think we always deem it as like be a bad thing too. Like you could be successful at horrible things also, But as far as set out to do, whether that's consciously or unconsciously, you know what I mean? Some people don't know that they headed somewhere because they ain't really set their goals, but they successful at whatever they're doing, you know what I mean?
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, that's just my, input on success.
Yeah, I agree with that. A lot of people are successful at, just being average or successful at, doing nothing. I mean, some people
Facts.
successfully watch whole bunch of TV shows, Vampire Diaries. I think people like when I say that.
Facts.
Anybody else want to go before we move on to the next one? Or
Yeah, I'll go.
I'll go. Oh,
yeah, we can let
Go ahead.
Steven go real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
Yeah, you go.
I've jumped through a few different things that I wanted to get into. But I'm doing rideshare now. I originally started in order to invest more, have money on the side that I could invest into cryptocurrencies. The market had dropped, and I work at a school, but then I was like, okay, well, what can I do? What gives me the bad word, the flexibility to be able to come in and make some extra money? So I started doing that, and I was running with a G37 Infinity 2013. So that was eating up crazy amounts of gas. And I was like, okay, well, how can I do this better? If I'm going to spend the time doing it anyway, how do I make more money off of this? Started learning about Uber Black and some of the other things. And I started my own LLC. I was like, okay, because my eventual goal is to take that and I want to run vending machines for passive income. I want to have a laundromat for passive income. And one of the newest ideas I have now, especially since I'm driving in a Tesla, I would like to buy plots of land, especially in areas where there isn't a good amount of
No
EV
charging ports. Yes.
and put my own
I'm gonna
chargers.
put yes.
Exactly.
I told
and
somebody that was.
I've
You
got a
wanted
few of
it.
these ideas firing off, and it's just
Oh.
like opportunities for real
Oh,
growth and
wow.
passive income. Making land make you money, and the other thing is you can put solar panels on top of that, which means that now you're getting money straight off of the free
Oh,
electricity
right.
that you have,
Oh,
and
my
then you can
goodness.
sell it back to the county or whatever electric company you have in the area. So I've got a few different ideas for what business and stuff I want to get into. But what do I see as success? And actually, I'm sorry, I forget the name, but she mentioned it. I want financial freedom. And to me, there's different levels of success and financial freedom. Some people just making enough passively to pay their bills and fund their lifestyle is financial freedom. That's very similar to what I want, but I also want the things that I invest time, energy, and resources into to make me enough to still grow from that passive income. So not only is it funding my lifestyle, but it also is continuing to grow on top of itself. It's I can take that and reinvest it and things like that. So first, it's financial freedom. The second thing I want after that is spatial freedom.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is having passports in various areas. So no matter what's going on in one country or another, they can't stop me from flying somewhere if I want to fly somewhere.
Like that.
Yeah.
Think about that. It's a good idea.
Yeah, no, as I started exploring this and exploring businesses and exploring business international, that's how I started learning about spatial freedom, because they can restrict you to do a lot of stuff unless you have a passport in another area. They can't tell you what to do, So that's what I'm working to. And to me, once I reach that point, I will be successful.
All right, man. I like that. See,
Yeah,
that's well thought out.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely is.
Go ahead, Sherelle. You can hop up on here.
hi, I'm Sherelle.
Hey,
Ty.
Sherelle, how you doing?
How you doing? Like, good to see some females on the panel. Hi.
Yeah.
Yes, hi.
Right. But I guess my whole thing with, because I had a lot of like personal stuff happen last year, car accidents, loss in the family. My mama dog died. He was like, sometimes your pets, even though he wasn't mine personally, but he was
Mhm.
basically like mine. But we had to put him down, and we held him while we put him down. Like those things, I just had a lot happening last year, and I think my whole idea of success would be not giving up, because there's so many reasons, not just me, but for, I'm sure, people here on the panel, and anybody else here in the world. There's so many excuses or reasons that we can give ourselves to give up on our goals, on our dreams, on whatever, on life. And I think that when we make the decision and the determination um to say by any means necessary, you know that's how we will gain our success, um because you can't be successful if you're not doing anything about it, if you choose to give up before you even make it. So I hadn't been posting a lot. Ronnie called me on about that, but I haven't been posting a lot on my YouTube channel. But I have posted some videos over the last few weeks. But you know just making that decision that whatever happens in life, I mean, life is going to happen. So it's up to us to readjust, readapt. And I've had to go through that in so many different levels and stages in my life, being from a military background and having to move around all the time. I joined the military, I've been deployed twice. So my life, it seems like, it's always been in a place of readapting. So I think that it helps me not to become stagnant. And I agree with everyone's you know idea on what success is. I agree with all of that, and I would like, I'm going to be striving for all of those things, and also just building a network around me of people of like minds, because I think that success, when you
Mhm.
can have you know the birds of a feather flocking together. We're all flocking to, even though we might have different you know aspirations and goals in life, but mentally we're all on the same page, and we can all help push each other to whatever our individual or even group success is. So I guess that's what success is to me, and also to not ghost my social media.
It's hard, man. It's hard when you got that type of stuff going on, because the same thing has happened to me. Ronnie knows, obviously, because we live together. But yeah, I've had literally in the same 3 weeks, 2 different people hit my car. So going through that whole process, and unfortunately, I drive a Tesla as well, so that could be
Right.
another complication. But and then one of them, luckily enough, wasn't too. The damage wasn't. I wouldn't really call it damage. Like, I have a scratch on the corner of my bumper, but the second one was pretty good. And the downside of that is I was actually online driving for Uber, so just dealing with 2 different variants of insurances. Well, kind of technically 3, because they actually have you just even file a claim for your own personal insurance at the same time as well. So I'm dealing with 3 insurances all at once. Then I'm also even finalizing an accident that happened about almost 2 years ago now. It was
Mhm.
2021. So I feel you, girl, because I mean, I also post YouTube content, but I have not been on my posting either, and it's pretty hard sometimes when you got all that stuff going on at the same time.
Right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
because I'm getting ready to actually have surgery on my shoulder, which I probably should have had the last accident I got into, because I got into 2 car accidents. I was rear-ended twice. Um, and this last one just really jarred my shoulder, and I had to
mm,
run the guy down because I didn't get his license plate. And I was just like, oh hell no, like
Hey,
I'm gonna run him down because you know. And
Right.
my family was just like, why did you do that? You didn't know who was in the car. I'm like, I don't care. I have
Right.
full coverage on my insurance, and I got everything on my insurance. But I'm like, it shouldn't be my insurance's, fault to have to cover this or whatever. But anyway,
right.
Yeah, so it's very difficult, and I won't be doing Uber obviously once I have my surgery. It's going to be on February 24th is what it's scheduled for. But yeah, I'm going to have to yet readapt again. But what I am going to be doing is um finally get my life insurance license. I'm planning on taking that test next week. Plan on taking that test, and then I'll have to wait a few weeks in order to get on with the different contract on with the different insurance companies to be able to represent them and sell insurance. And also, I won't be able to work my spa because I'll have one arm. So I'm going to be, reinventing my spa situation as well. So, I'm having to just, roll with the punches and do what I need to do, but also take this time and this opportunity that I'm going to have to, just reinvent myself, reinvent, my goals and, what I'm striving for, because I've already said that, this year I want to have financial freedom and time freedom. That's something that I'm really, because that's what they say, wealthy rich people, they value time, and that's what I value. Yes, I want the money too, but I'm valuing my time.
Yep.
Because I want to, be healthier, take care of myself, all of that, all of those different things are success to me. So yeah, so if y'all follow my YouTube channel, it's not that I won't still be doing Uber here and there, but it's my channel is about my entrepreneurial journey. So you'll see my content go towards more of what I'm going to be doing now.
Good. Yeah, we want to see all that. We want to see
Yes, sir.
the surgery, the process, the healing.
He said
You want to see the surgery?
Nah, we
All
ain't trying to see
Not
the surgery.
literally the surgery, but we want to see you in your little sling and like.
You want to? Okay, I'll
We want to see the
I'll post it.
progression.
She about to live stream the surgery
Yeah,
on YouTube.
have somebody hold. Oh, that's good. That's good, man. Anybody else want to go before we move on?
I go on it real quick. So what's up, everybody? To me, success is pretty much what we doing right now. We all like-minded people. We going for our goals. We talking about what we want to do for the year. So just getting that time back, that time management, like y'all was saying, piggyback off of what Jay Eddie said. Jay Eddie said, I have this goal, and when I get up to it, I want to keep going. I want to go for something different now.
Yep.
I already mastered the other one. So to me, that's what success is, just collaborating with everybody, seeing what the next move is. I don't think there's no wrong, right answer to it, because last year I was working at a job at a warehouse, a full-time job, and I was successful right there. But one day it just hit me. I wanted to grow. I wanted to do something different. So I started driving full time. Had to learn my market. Got successful at that.
Yeah.
So now I want to know what the next move is.
Yeah.
So that's what success is to me. Y'all just keep going, keep growing with it. Never stay content in where you are at the moment. Just keep going forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yes,
like the
sir.
fact
Yes,
that
I like
you
that.
brought that up, man. Who said something?
You mind if I speak on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I've been teaching people, or at least telling people something that I learned. It's called the lobster mentality. Because we already know what the crab mentality is, where people, it's like you got a bunch of crabs in a bucket, they try to pull each other down, so none of them can escape the bucket. But the lobster mentality is lobsters won't grow until they get rid of their shell. They have to feel uncomfortable. As soon as when lobster, and you'll hear this with a lot of people in business or successful in some form or fashion in their life, a lot of them feel uncomfortable being in a state of just contentment where everything is just good, or they've already made it somewhere, so now they don't have to do anything. Having that lobster mentality is allowing yourself to constantly be in a state of discomfort and the need to grow further.
Yep.
I like
Yeah,
that.
man.
Good
But
analogy.
And I
Yep.
think even when I'm driving, I'm sure y'all came across this, man. Like pick people up. Oh, I hate my job, or I don't want to go to work. But it's
Yep.
like they so scared to like leave and grow. It's like, man, if you hate what you're doing, man, you only wasting time. You're only wasting your time. And
Here
and
at the school
that's
district, they talk about the same thing.
yeah, that's why I don't.
Lifers.
Yeah, that's why I don't try to focus on too much like negative stuff as far as like driving Uber and Lyft and
Mhm.
focus on a lot of stuff that people care about. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's dumb," and you don't. That's dumb for you not to care. But it's like I don't have time to put all my energy and thinking into that, man. I just try to think about ways that I can grow and things that I could do differently. I don't want to sit up here and oh, well, I wish it would be this way or we need this. Nah, man. I like having
Why
stuff.
waste time?
Yeah,
Why waste time and energy on things that you can't control? It's a wait.
Right.
It's an absolute waste.
yeah. So I think stuff like this is more important. It's like we
Yeah.
are capable of doing wonderful things in life, but it's like our thinking, negative people, family try to they hold us
Ooh,
back and
child. That's facts.
That part.
That's facts.
people give you bad
I
advice or just
swear.
kind of like safe advice to like play it
Yeah.
safe, but we actually trying to do good things. And for me, success is like before I ever started my whole YouTube channel. When I was driving, I was always thinking what I wanted to do long term. So I knew driving wasn't going to be sustainable for 15, 20 years as a career. Yeah, it's cool to drive, talk to people, talk shit, lie, make money, and have a good time, eat at restaurants, stuff like that. But I was always thinking, what exactly do I want to get paid to do? You know, like, do I want to code? Be a software engineer? Especially out here, that's pretty popular. A bunch of nerds, or do I want to be honest with myself and be like, all right, I want to do this. I wanted to get paid for being me. Like I don't
right,
need to make I would like to make millions and millions of dollars, of course, but if I have enough money to just do everything I desire to do, like on a daily basis, like eat out, maybe stay at a couple hotels, buy enough nice stuff here and there and just have a good time and travel and connect with people and add value to them, then I feel like I am a success, man. Because of course, being successful financial is one way, but relationship having successful relationships with other people and adding value to your life and being valuable, and I think that's like true success, man. So before we move on, I got like another little paragraph I want to read. Success can be measured in many ways, but ultimately comes down to achieving one's goal and making a positive impact. Whether it's financial success, professional success, or personal success, the key is to set clear and measurable objectives and strive to reach them. One way to measure success is through quantitative metrics such as revenue, market share, or productivity. Additionally, spending quality time with family and loved ones can be considered as a key aspect of success. Ultimately, success is a journey, not a destination. It's about consistently pushing yourself to improve, learn, and grow. And it's about making a positive difference in the world and leaving a lasting legacy. So,
Nice. That's nice.
yeah, so
Agreed. Agreed.
now, I think a lot of people have pretty much said like some of the things that they want to, go for or achieve this year as far as like their vision. I'll start off with mine. When like I said, before I even started my channel, I really went to my notes and I was just writing down what I want to do. I'm like, okay, I want to make a YouTube channel. I got to get paid for being me. I got to be Ronnie Speed. I've been Ronnie Speed since I was in middle school. And it's funny how the name Ronnie Speed even came about. I remember like in middle school, we had to sign on the computer, you had to use like a username. And it was like Rana Speed, RONASPEA. And I just dropped, certain words and made it Ronnie Speed. So I'm like, man, I got to be Ronnie Speed, man. I got to get paid for being me, showing up, talking shit, having a good time, being charismatic. So I was like, okay, if I want to do this, now I'm just writing down and planning the things and ways that I want to make money. And before I even, had a camera, computer, and all that, I was always just thinking and planning. So it's always something that you can do to elevate yourself and propel yourself to the next level. I know a lot of people say, like, oh, well, I gotta, when this happened, I'll start. Or, I want to, when I graduate college, or when I buy a house, then I'm gonna start my YouTube channel. I'm gonna start doing this. And it's like, you're not guaranteed 4 or 5 years. You don't have time to be wasting now. You have to get things done as soon as possible, as quick as possible. If you want to be successful, stop waiting and stop procrastinating. That's why a lot of people, you
Mm.
know, would never be successful. They wait too long, and it's like they lock themselves up. What is the saying? Paralysis of analysis. Sit up
Yeah,
there and
analysis
Yep.
analyze
paralysis.
a bunch of shit.
Yeah,
You don't end
Mm.
up doing anything, man. So my
100%.
vision, I was like, I don't know if I shared this story. I'm pretty sure y'all heard it, but I'm gonna say it again. I remember like my epiphany was in 2018 when I got my 1099, and I was like, damn, I gross, 80 net, $80,000 net 60. I'm like, man, I'm capable of doing way more. So I'm like, I didn't
Mhm.
even try as hard as I could, and I'm like, I'm capable of doing this, like making $100,000 or more. I did it like that following year, testing myself, pushing things out, and like the paragraph said, it's more about the journey, man. You got to enjoy the process. People they want to rush and want things to happen now, but it's like you got to keep in mind a lot of stuff. One, you're gonna fail because you don't know what you're doing, which is fine. Like you got to learn. That's how it's more about the journey, learning things along the way. So
Mhm.
people could look at, oh, well, Uber this, Lyft that, but I always, like I said, always look at things that I could do and make myself more valuable. Maybe I got to learn more. Maybe I got to connect with the right people. It's always something that could be done. So my ultimate vision for this, let's get one, continue to grow the channel for sure, man. Continue to grow the channel, network with people, bring people together, in this community who are drivers, like-minded, bring them together, have more conversations and things like this, because we can
Mhm.
bounce ideas off each other and get
Oh
inspiration
yeah,
from each
yeah.
other. Like, oh, like how Steven was talking about like the charging stations and the
Oh,
solar
Yeah.
panels.
Yeah.
It registered with Karingas, so he so
I've been
just
on
stuff.
it for like the last 3 months.
Yeah. See, like stuff like that,
Crazy.
man. And also, another thing, if y'all drive, I'm not sure what market most people are in, but especially if you like in a touristy area like LA, Miami, people
Mhm.
going to want to know where to go. So
Yes.
you can find ways to collab with restaurants, bar owners, hotels, and try to find a way to profit from that. I think that's big, and that's something I want to focus on, this year, man.
That's
Oh,
actually
okay.
funny that you mentioned that because I was gonna um so I do private rides I have I'm building out ways to get private clients, but I was gonna make a website specifically so because people ask all the time, where do you think I should
Where you
go?
go?
Where do you
Yeah.
think I should eat? I'm visiting for a week or something. What are the places, the sites to see? And I was like, I was gonna put all those on the my webpage, but I didn't even think about taking it and using it as a profit point. That's
Yeah, man.
Advertising, bro.
I was
Mhm.
telling
Advertising.
Jay Eddie this earlier. I'm like, man, because over the years you get so many the same questions. And I had mentioned that in the live stream yesterday. I'm like, people ask
yeah,
the same things. Things like, hold up, if they are asking me these same questions over and over again, obviously it's some type of opportunity in this. And I think a lot of
yes.
people they don't look at it, from that aspect. They asking people dumb shit like, how much you paying for this ride? I'm like, what is that gonna do for you? Like, okay, more than likely it's gonna piss you off.
Right.
Like if you
Right.
Yes.
if you
Yeah.
want to be pissed off every single day and ruin your experience, that is on you. But I don't, man. Like I really don't. So I'm like, okay, it's a gap in the market. I got a camera. I could make a website. I could at least try and do this. So that's something I envisioned myself doing, years ago, and I'm just gonna keep getting better and keep improving. So who else want to share some of the like their like vision and outside of driving, because we're gonna look at it from this perspective. If you couldn't drive, let's say, bam, tomorrow we woke up, it's Friday, we all got deactivated. What would you do? Like, what would you do for money?
Focus on my
Tap,
business more.
yeah,
Okay.
tap the other
Focus on my
businesses.
business.
Okay. You
Look,
said what was your business again? You had you said cleaning?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
called cleaning with purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do hair too on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And I also model. I do like little model gigs,
Mm-hmm.
modeling gigs here and there. So I'll be focusing on that more.
All right.
Hustle mentality.
So I mean, I work at a school now, but so I don't know if you checked out my other two channels, but I have one other channel that's a tech based channel, and I let it sit and didn't touch it for years actually, but it was growing even with me not doing anything on that channel, and I would really like to get back into that, but right now I'd set myself different goals that is I believe that what's best for me is setting like 3 things that I'm focused on and working on at once.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to go with the Tesla and I'm going to pay because my goal right now is to pay the Tesla off. I have to pay it off in order to take the car and register it commercially under my business,
Okay.
so right. And then from there, I want to expand my fleet and have my own private, vehicle business. So that's what I'm working on. And that's what I learned from, trying to go after Uber Black. So once I have the car paid off, that's the goal with that. But also, just like you said, you want to, Ronnie, you were talking about building out your YouTube channel just off of being you. Well, I'm a tech geek. I like anime and all this kind of stuff, and being able to just talk about my interests with a group of, and build a community from that is something that I want and I would see as a success. Right now I've kind of put that to the side just because I know I'm going to have to sacrifice this time right now to build this whole thing out. But I know I can do it and I know I can accomplish it. So I'm going full bore with it and delaying instant gratification
Yeah.
in order to build this stuff out. So.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm about to check out your tech channel.
Yeah. Me too.
Some dweeby old videos, but getting the geek.
You got to start
That's the vibe.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
funny
was thinking
that
about
you say that about.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it's funny that y'all say that about the tech because I've actually been thinking of getting into tech sales. I've been doing a lot of research about, and I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm a real techie person, but I don't know what happened. I think it was my boyfriend. He was talking about tech and getting into cybersecurity. And my brother, he actually just graduated from Maryland last year with a cybersecurity major. And I've been thinking about, I'm like, well, let me check and see what this getting into tech is about. Cause, obviously our world is shifting more, to becoming more techie.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, okay, well, and I'm seeing all of these stories and different people who, some people start off as an Uber driver and now they're, in tech, well, my focus is tech sales, but they, some people do other things in the tech world too. But I was just like, okay, well, I'm good at talking to people. I'm good at selling things that I believe in. I'm, if I understand the product and how it works and different things like that, I'm pretty good at selling. So I was just like, okay, I think that's something that I can do. So that is another, since I'm going to be home and not going to be able to really drive with my shoulder, I don't want to be out here looking like a target. But I was just like, well, let me see about getting into tech sales. So I actually
Tech
have,
marketing too.
tech marketing.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, you have the opportunity. So some of the rides that I've had, I've talked with a few people and explained to them how cryptocurrencies work, for example. So if you take the time to use your charisma and everything and the ability to talk to people, you could represent different tools that might be useful to a business or be useful to clients. So then
Right.
all of a sudden now they want to pay you major money in order for you to go and
Yeah.
talk in front of people because they know how to design the stuff, right? But they don't know how to sell it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's also another thing I'm looking at getting into this year as well. So sorry.
Nice.
That's
Who's
awesome.
up? Who's up?
Wait, let me just put my little 2 cents on that because everybody is on the same page. I think we all got a clear vision on what we probably want to do, at least within the next 5, 6, 7 years. But I think, at least for me, my vision came when I was a high school football player, all-star quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
My vision came when I was released from prison back in 2004. My vision was last week when I finally made my LLC, got my e-commerce business going, and I see everything happening because the vision I already had a long time ago when I was a younger kid and all the trials and tribulations I went through, it just made me even more hungry towards that vision. And when I first talked about it, it was more of bringing everybody else with me because the people around me see me at my lowest point. And that's when you really know who there for you. Because I was at a high point. Trust and believe me, I was at a high point. And I think I've always been there, but you're going to fall down. I used to always tell my son, you're going to fall. It's not how you fall, it's how you pick yourself back up. So over and over, I kept picking myself back up. Over and over, I kept picking myself back up. So I got a stage and said, oh, this what it's like to be at this level. This how you stay here. What about the next level? What about the next level? So 6, 7 months ago, when I was showing all of these guys at my job, hey, look at this. Look how much money I'm making when I'm not around here. How you doing it? What you doing? Man, look what I'm doing. I said, man, eventually I'm gonna buy me another car. I'm gonna buy me another car after that, and I'm gonna quit this job. Now here it is 8 months later. 8 months later, I quit my job. I've already set my vision a long time ago to get to this point.
Mm-hmm.
So now I see all these other visions, and this is the reason why I'm so in tune with everybody that's on this panel, because everybody got a clear, positive vision. And not to really throw salt on the whole game, but if you was to Google what happened 2 days ago in St. Louis to an Uber driver, it's amazing because that's all they talk about right now. That's all I'm hearing when they get in the car. Hey, did you hear? Blah, 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 this and that, this and
Ooh,
that.
that be getting on my nerves.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's like, and this happened in
like,
my
don't tell me
backyard.
that happened. I'm like, I
Yeah, this
rebuke it in
happened
the
in my
name of Jesus.
backyard. And I knew it,
I
but
don't got
that's not the
time.
type of discussion I wanted to talk to. So I
For
actually
real.
have, yeah. So these conversations that I have, and I'm to elaborate what you said, Ronnie, about not procrastinating. The conversations that I have by being the person I am, because I'm an open person and I'm a very I'm humble, but at the same time I'm a people person. I know how to get things out of people. This one passenger of mine was like, "Hey, I really don't usually talk to Uber drivers, but for some reason you just seem different. I just want to let you know that there's an opportunity out here that I've been trying to do." And she works at it. She take in foster care people, kids, and when the state is trying to feed these people or trying to find them room and shelter, it takes 6, 7, 8 weeks, maybe 2 months before that money even come in. She said, "Man, there's somebody that can bridge this gap. They just got to know how to write the proposals to Jeff City and this and that." I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. She said, "Bridge the gap." Wait, that's like what I'm doing now, bridging the gap between this and that. So I took the information and she just said, "Listen, you need some help. Just let me know. I'll show you how to write a proposal." I don't know how to write a proposal to the state or the county to get no funds. But those are the type of conversations when you hear them, and when I hear the tech solution, when I hear the charger port, when I hear the YouTube, even me and Ronnie talked about. He said, "Man, you might want to start your YouTube page." I'm like, "Man, I don't know how to do that, man. I ain't even got a Facebook page." You know what I mean? But in the same time, I'm just letting all the opportunity come to me because I'm keeping that clear vision. And with Uber, not Lyft, but Uber, all this is doing is just setting me up for the next piece of my life, which is that vision I have, whatever it may be. It may be my e-commerce blow up in 2, 3 days, but I want that passive income. That's the reason why I'm going down to the city to see how I can actually start charging people, Where can I put these things at? What type of cost is going to cost me? Because I already talked to the electricians. They said, man, we can do this easy. You just need to find a space to do it, get the approval, get the regulation, and you in there. So it's just like, to hear it. This is why I know I'm in a good space to hear someone else verify it. And we have never even met, tells me I'm on the right path. So,
100%.
I love that we can all come together, no matter what race we are, what color we are, nothing. We all can come together and talk about the same thing. And instead of people YouTubing about Uber and Lyft, and it's all about, oh man, I ain't making 33 cents, man. I ain't even got number $80, man. Your car, man, I don't want to hear that. How was
For
your
real.
day? How was your day? How can I make
For
your
real.
day better? My job is to make your day better by getting you home safe and sound, even if I have to shut up and don't say nothing. It's all
And they
about,
really get, that's facts. They really be
yeah.
getting on my nerves. Like when they be like, do you feel safe? You don't feel safe? You feel safe? Do you feel safe doing this job? You feel safe?
Yeah, that's what I'm
If
asking you
if
that.
you're a cool person, if you
Like,
what I've been
oh
told
my.
is like what I've been told is like if you're a cool person and you vibing, you chilling, mind your business, you know what I mean? You'll be all right. You know what I mean? I have
Yeah.
a lot of
Right.
people tell me all the time, they're like, man, this Uber driver treated me like this and this and this. And like, oh well, I'm sorry, you know what I mean? That's not me, but you know,
Yeah,
Right.
they be telling
we
me that
chilling
too.
and vibing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
too, like with Uber, yeah, like you could also like network crazy, bro. You meet so
Oh
many people
yeah.
a day. You
100%.
Yeah.
you can
You gotta
network
take advantage of that.
crazy. I
You
picked
gotta
up
take
I
people
get
that
advantage of
like
that.
I picked up people so many times. They're like, man, I got this going on, or like what Ronnie said, like everybody asking me like, oh, what's a good food spot to go to or something, and I'll be like, oh, well, this spot and this spot, because like I met the owners at those little mom and pop shops, and every time I go, they're like, hey, you brought me like 5 people, here's some free food or something, like, you know what I mean? It's cool when you network.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I met a lot of clients too doing Uber,
Yeah.
like for my cleaning business.
Mm.
Yeah, I met
Yeah.
a lot of clients. Yep. It's
Actually,
definitely a
yeah,
good networking.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I've had lawyers and doctors in my car. Didn't even know. I was just having conversation with them, and I had ones like, "Yeah, if you get in any trouble, just let me know. I'll be able to help you out." Like, "Yeah, I used to work for the DEA." Like, okay,
Dang.
another,
Oh, bro,
you
you'll be
One,
surprised of how many people go into your car and you're like,
yeah.
whoa, bro, what?
yeah,
You
Yeah.
actually do like
one,
I pick up
yeah,
Plug it
actors
up.
and all this all the time, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, dude, like,
yeah, one doctor. He was in my car. Gave him another ride in the morning. Uh, so he's like, "Oh yeah, you still come? This is Doctor So and So." I'm like, I don't remember no doc because I got it like his first name. This is Doctor So and So. He's like, "Are you still coming to pick me up?" I'm like, "Oh yeah. I'm already outside your door." He's like, "Oh, okay, I'll be out there in a second."
J. Eddie, was you about to say something?
Oh, I was gonna say, man, I think like hearing stuff like this, like makes me think that the people who bitch and complain about, all the so-called negatives of like driving Uber and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're miserable because they don't even take opportunities like this, right? Like they don't care
Yeah.
to have the conversation and find out who's actually sitting in
Right.
the
Right.
backseat of
Real
their car,
talk.
man.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
so they too focus on the fact of, oh, I don't want to be out here doing this, or they already thinking about the math, I'm sure, of they looked at the trip, they see that, oh, it's 8 miles. I'm only gonna get paid $3.11, like stupid
Yeah.
stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a great thing. That's why I always think it's a huge thing to do is always have conversation, because it could be surprising. You could find out you have somebody in your car that you wouldn't even know. So for instance, me and Ron are really into fragrances, and the guy was actually asking me all the annoying Tesla questions that we always get. I'm sure Steven, you can
Yeah,
relate. So,
yeah.
and what was funny about it was, yeah, I was kind of slightly annoyed at first. And it was another reason why I was kind of annoyed was because he had a Tesla himself. So he's like asking me all the
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh wow.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, you got one. He had a brand new Model S
Come
Plaid. I'm like,
on.
bro, what?
100%. I get
I'm over here driving the poor boy Tesla. He already got the Model S Plaid, and I'm over here like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you asking
Right.
me all the stuff that you already
Nah,
know?
Yeah.
This dude got in my car, same thing.
Yes. So
Had all of them. He had all of them.
right. So, he's asking me that stuff and I'm over here like, come on, bro. Like, so what I always like to try to do is I always do anything to start deterring the Tesla questions to changing the subject.
Okay.
So I always ask him, like, oh, what do they got going on for the day or whatever. And I just picked him up from the airport. So, as we're talking, I could smell it, that he was wearing a fragrance I was familiar with. So I was like, you wearing Creed by chance? And he's like, oh, you're pretty good with fragrances. And I was like, yeah, it's like a little, interest and hobby of mine and
Yeah.
whatever. It ends up being, so he's like, yeah, you're correct. And I was like, it's a green Irish tweed. And he's like, yeah. Ends up being the founder of Creed himself.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah. The trip.
wow.
So now I'm kind of starstruck. So now guess what happens? The tables turn and I'm starting asking all the questions.
Right.
Oh, okay, bro. So how'd you get to doing this? What kind of fragrance did you start off with?
Right.
It's my turn.
You're like,
Right.
bro,
Yeah.
send me
Yeah.
send me
Put
a
me
care
on.
package, fuck,
Put
Yeah.
me on.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Well, man, I wanted to start obtaining the knowledge of his success and all that stuff, and kind of his origin story and everything like that. And it all started with his dad in the first place. His dad was like the main founder of Creed and everything like that, and he just pretty much took over everything. But
Right.
yeah, I would have never known that, or I
No,
would have
yep.
never known that if I let the annoying questions
Right.
get to me to the point where then I shut down and close off, and I ignore them or whatever it is. So no matter what, that's
Yeah,
why I
that's
always
true.
make it.
That's true.
Yeah, no matter what, that's why unless they're being hella rude to you, I always draw the
Right.
line at respect. Once you start disrespecting me, then we kind of got
Yeah,
a
that's
different
it. Yeah.
issue. But other
Right.
than that, I try to handle everyone's bad attitudes and all that stuff, and either I try to talk it out, or if it gets to a point where it's diminishing returns, that's when you throw on that, put the headphones in and carry on about your day and stuff, and
Yep.
get there safely and comfortably.
Well, I
But
put people out my car.
you say you pull them out?
What?
Put 'em out.
I kicked them.
Oh, yeah, she ain't playing.
I
no
kicked them out
games.
my car. I'm sorry. Like
She,
I've kicked people out of the car before, but I don't know about
there's
yanking
people
them out
that's
the car.
really no, I
Yeah.
didn't yank them out. Like I just told them to get out my car.
Yeah,
you about to
right.
be a bouncer, bro? Just go like, get,
Like
Right.
they be so rude.
Yeah,
Right.
and the funny thing is about creating a vision, setting goals, and stuff like this. Man, this is just like regardless of what career, who you are as an individual, this is what most people struggle with. Man, if you go outside the scope of ride share and deliveries, most people, they don't have no goals. They're not really striving for anything. They're not. It's like they complacent, which is fine, but it's like, damn. I'm talking to people. What do you? And I could just look at you. I could tell exactly what you about to do on the weekends. I know that you're gonna go home and watch something on Netflix and distract yourself. So most people don't even try.
NPCs.
Yeah, it's like they don't even try. They don't try life, and just ask them. Start asking people
Yeah.
two questions: what does success mean to them? And if they could get paid to do anything, what would they get paid to do? Watch their responses. Oh, I don't know. I never thought about it. It's like you never thought about it. Like your
Right.
whole life, you in college, you never thought about what you wanted to do. You just
Well,
stringing
Ron- I
along.
mean, Ronnie, look at there is so much opportunity out here. It's insane. I
Mhm.
mean, and there's people out here getting opportunity handed to them for free with these free cell phones.
Yeah.
Like the camera, there's people recording some of the most, there's metal workers out there recording what they're doing, just their normal day. But you know what? I watch that kind of stuff. I want to see what
Yeah.
people do with wood. I
Yeah.
want to see what people
Yeah.
can grow.
Mhm.
I want to, those are things that I don't do in my everyday life. But you know what? I'm interested in them, and I want to know how stuff works. That's just the tech, you know, figuring out the little ins and outs and how
Yeah.
things work, side of me. So yeah, I want to see those things. But how many people tell themselves, well, I'm too old to do this.
Yep.
I'm too young to do this.
Or I'm not good
I don't have
enough.
all the right equipment. Yeah. There's too many people that are better than me. Get out of your own
Every
head for a
excuse.
second and
Yep.
just do you.
Yep.
Yeah, just do you. There's
Mhm.
going to be the niche of people that enjoy your personality and enjoy the way that you like to structure and do something.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
That's
know,
funny. That's funny that y'all talk about the whole like fragrance, because I love fragrances as well. And um, you know, like people get into my car and they'll be like, "Oh, it smells good in here" or whatever,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, "Oh, well, that's me,"
Right.
you know.
Right.
But
Yeah, I say that too.
because I love things that smell good, and it makes me
Yeah.
upset when people get in my car and they smell like weed. Weed is
Woo,
big.
woo,
Oh,
woo.
girl,
Oh,
yes.
man.
You know,
Yes.
Stand
I feel
outside
her,
smoking a
like,
cigarette before they get in.
Oh,
They
yeah,
bring
that's
out
the
yeah, I'm
worst.
like,
like,
let me
man,
cancel
come
this
on.
ride.
right.
Nah.
It makes
when I
not
tell
that I'm
you,
trying to bring this,
yes.
to Uber or anything like that, but I just had to put my 2 cents in about that because I got all kinds of sprays in here. But anyway, what I was trying to say was
Mistakes.
about the meeting people and talking to people, because I've met people who say, well, I want to do Uber, but I don't want to talk to nobody. And I'm like,
Mhm.
Yeah,
like,
I have a
what do
friend
you,
like that.
I'm like, what do you mean? Like, so you're just gonna be in here and be awkward? Like, you know, you have to talk to people, even if it's just to say, because I've had passengers tell me that they get in their car and they won't even say hi, like, or greet them. Like,
Right.
Mhm.
I'm
Right.
I
I'm
get
gonna greet you,
passengers like that. Yeah.
right? And which is fine. I'm like, I'll still do my due diligence. If you don't want to talk,
Mhm.
at least I did my due diligence. But
Mhm.
Right.
anyway, but when you talk to people, it does open up, because I've had so many people tell me, or I'm like being a daggone therapist, to people.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
it
girl,
it
yes.
sometimes, but it doesn't make me upset. It actually makes it's kind of rewarding in a way,
I
because
Mhm.
find it.
some people don't have people to talk to,
Talk to.
Mhm.
and
Yep.
Oh yeah.
they feel like they
Real
can talk
talk.
to a random
Yep.
stranger,
Hmm.
That's
Stranger.
and
mandatory.
then I feel like,
Right.
wow, like maybe I said something that could, help that person. I found myself doing that a lot lately, because you never know what people are going through. And
Yeah.
if you could get out your own head or your own issues and your own problems, and take the time, you're providing that service. But it's not just you're taking somebody to point A to point B, but you could potentially help that person, maybe come like raise their vibration, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
they were here when you picked them up, and now they feel much better,
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
and then just expressing, like, don't be afraid to express your own life experience, because I've been through so much, in my life. And when I hear people talking, I don't, I'm not like spreading my business or anything, but if I hear something or somebody asks me some questions, I've had people in here cry,
Mhm.
and sometimes people just need that space to be able to just let it out. You
Let
don't
it
even
go.
always have to
Yep.
say anything.
Yep.
And I feel good that somebody feels comfortable enough, not that I'm, wanting people to do that all the time, because sometimes it might be a little uncomfortable, but I'm like, well, at least I've, made it, because a lot of people tell me they feel comfortable, or this is the best ride that they've ever had, or your
Yep.
car is so
Yes.
Yep.
clean, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
You taking
Yes.
pride,
Hmm.
like
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
you take pride in your service, in your the tool, that which is your car, that you're using,
Yeah.
your environment that you're
Yeah.
creating. And when I talked to this one. I met a bunch of different people, and it's so crazy the type of people that you get in your car. But one guy, he did patents, and he
Ah.
gave me his number. He was just like, if you ever have an idea, you think of something or whatever, he's like, give me a call. Let me
Yeah.
know, we can put something together. And if you guys, I don't know if you know anybody like that, but I have this guy's number.
Mhm.
But he was just like, yeah,
Wow.
you haven't. He said he's an innovator. That's what he called himself, and he
Mhm.
has
Mhm.
like several different patents. He's a black guy too, and
Nice.
minority, like I think most of us on this call. So that gave me some inspiration and pride. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I'm over here like
Mhm.
trying to say, like, what, I'm over here brainstorming, like, what can I, what can I figure out, to create or whatever. But he was saying, like, he has patents and he can pass those things down to his kids, or he can lease out his patent, say if somebody wants to,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
use it and stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
was just like, this is like so awesome. But if I never talked to him about it, he would I wouldn't have never known. It's so important to,
That
not that
contact.
you have to talk to everybody, but it's just so important to
Mhm.
open yourself, up to other people. And it's funny the way that it happened is because now I send out like my little disclosure, my little list of rules. Because what you're not gonna do is get in here and disrespect me or Pearl.
Thanks.
That's my car's name. So me and him, he said that his wife ordered the Uber, so she got my message, and it's just basic. I mean, if y'all see my YouTube channel, I'll list it now, and y'all can use it if you want to. And he was just like, "Yo, when you get in this lady car, you better put your seatbelt on. You better like." And I was like, "No, it's not like that." But we had a laugh about that. But then we just started talking, and that's how it happened. But it's important for us to we're already riding people around. How about talk and get to know people?
Yep.
That's how you can build your
Right.
network.
I
Yep.
like
Hold
that you
hold up.
said that
Okay.
too, because I do now I know what I can do about the ones that vape in my car, because I clearly have a sign
Ooh,
back here that says not to smoke, but they take that as a liberty. Okay, well, I'm not smoking, so I can vape. So now I'm probably gonna start putting out a preemptive message.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
like that.
Yeah,
I do.
if
It's
you
a
go
good
to my
idea.
YouTube channel,
I was thinking that
not
too.
that I'm trying to advertise it or anything,
No, go
or
ahead.
Right,
if you
right.
want me to, I can copy it and paste it in the chat so that you
Okay.
guys can see
Yeah,
what
do it.
I.
Do it.
Yeah, do that. Yeah,
Okay, so you
please.
guys can see what I write, and you can tweak it however. But yeah, cause I don't play no games. I don't have
Yes.
another vehicle. This is my personal vehicle as well.
right.
And
Yeah,
people don't appreciate
Right.
they don't.
you have to make people
They don't
appreciate
care.
what's yours. So when
Yep.
I get in here, I set my tone in my car. I'm nice and everything. I have 4.95
Mm-hmm.
rating. So I set my tone.
My
I was like,
score went
okay, can
down.
you please, can you please put on your seatbelt or put my seatbelt on? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, you do. Thank you. You know what I mean? Like, because people will just, I feel like a kid. I'm like, whatever. Anyway, but I'll post it in the group so you guys can see it and use it however you feel necessary. And don't be discouraged if people cancel, because my whole thing is, well, I didn't. If you can't follow basic, simple
Right.
You don't belong
rules
in my
and
car.
laws of the
Yep.
road, you know what I
Right.
mean? Then we don't need to. We're not a
Right.
good fit, Anyway, so
Exactly.
Right.
Hold
I'd
on. Hold
rather
on
you
real quick.
cancel the ride.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
thank you for that, because I
my,
was thinking about that.
my name
Let's
is
let's
Ronnie.
let's go to Moy real quick, because I know you had your hand
Ah,
raised for a little bit.
yo, hey, Ronnie Speed, thank you for this, and everybody on the team. I appreciate y'all. I'm from
Yeah.
Houston, originally from Nigeria, and I just want to say that you guys have blown my thunder in so many ways. One of my men right there talked about letting the customers, do the talking. Then you can switch the topic around, and I
Yep.
really appreciate that, because I'm studying nonprofit management right now. I'm doing my master's in it, and my internship is going to be taking place with one of the passengers I met in my car, and
Wow.
advisory board of the nonprofit. And he actually
Wow.
told me, dude, I want you to come and serve in my nonprofit, and let's see what we can do together. I thought he was joking until we finished the ride. He's a white dude. I'm a black guy. And he was like, man, I'm serious. Here's my card. Get with me, and we take it from there. So I'm shooting for that this fall. I've had so many job interviews in my car. You will never know
Yep.
where the conversation is going to take you. Trust me.
Right.
Guy that detailed my car last week, he was my passenger. Hello? Please. But one thing I'll encourage people to do is to read their body language.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, some people don't want to be bothered. You have to understand how they feel, what they're going through. I have a tablet in the back of my car, and I encourage them I tell them, can I feel your soul? It's just an icebreaker. You have to find something that will encourage them to want to do something with you. Like the lady said, we're going to be in this car for the next 15, 30 minutes. We might as well be cool and be best friends
Yeah.
and enjoy. Instead of being
Right.
bored with each other and trying to look at each other down like, good, bad, and ugly, So I try to look for little things that breaks the ice. You could be the CEO of your corporation, and I'm just a Uber driver, and we can be best friend. I'm their doctor, I'm their therapist, I'm their
Yep.
best friend, I'm their mom, I'm their dad. I can't forget it. Where a young girl came into my car and she was throwing tantrum. Why? Because her father refused to give her $10. And I told her, I said, hey, relax. I got you. Don't worry. I'll take care of it for you. All right. And she was so calm, And one more thing I'm going to say is about the tip. Estonians are very cheap. They don't like to tip.
Mhm.
Ronnie, Ronnie, please, I wish you can just come here in Houston and blow them out of water. You know what? I try to figure out a way to get them to give me tip, because the tip helps a lot. It's not a must, help.
Right.
I came up with this motivational card that I bought at 5 and below is $5. I kid you not, this card I give to them, it has something positive to say, something to encourage them. And when they look at it, their eyes bulge out of their socket. And they don't even expect something like that from a Uber driver. And they said, man, you've really made my day. Thank you for that conversation. Oh, wow, this is amazing. And they come in different colors, beautifully written, different handwriting. And guess what? Sometimes they tip $3, $5, $10. The old card pack is already paid for. In each pack, you have like 52 or 54. And if each person tips like $3, even $1, it's already paid for.
Yeah.
But I leave them with something to think about. Even I actually made my Uber tip card, and on it I have something positive. I have my phone number, I have my Cash App QR code on there, and they take it with them. And some of them, can you believe I wake up some morning just to find a Cash App tip in my Cash App? It's surprising, but these are just little things that you can do to impact their world. Thank you, guys.
Thank
man.
you.
man.
And thanks for sharing
that.
that. That is actually
Yeah,
a
thank
damn good
you.
idea,
That's
man.
cool.
That is a
Yeah, I
good
like
idea.
that.
Yeah, I might have to do that my damn self. That
You
little,
ain't lying.
because in my cart, you know,
I'm
when
going
people ask for
tomorrow.
my YouTube channel, I just have like a they call it NFC card. You know, you could tap
Okay.
the NFC card in the back of the iPhone.
Yeah.
My YouTube channel will come up. Then they just click on that. But
Okay.
yeah, I like that how you try to add value, make people feel good, and you know
Mhm.
that's a lot, you know, to do with this job. But it's like, why not have the best experience that you can have, man? You talking to thousands of people, like fuck
Yeah.
them. You get to know yourself. Like, how can you improve yourself, man? And it's just a start from there. Like Sherelle was saying, most people, I don't want nobody in the car. I don't want to talk to nobody. It's like, why? They don't even know why. I'm guaranteed they don't even know why. They just say stuff.
Right. Yep.
Right.
People they just talk. They don't with no thought. "Oh, I don't want to do this. Or I don't want people in my car. I don't want to go that far. Why? I don't know. Why you drink what you drink? I don't know. Yeah, man. Before we move on to the next one, I'm
Ronnie, I did post that in the
yeah,
chat
I
for
seen it.
people.
I seen
Yeah, I
it.
seen it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I already got mine. I got to save.
Yeah,
Hey,
the
everybody,
next one.
can I touch on
Yeah, go
that?
ahead. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I just want to with the cards and everything, I really like that, and I just want to say, to this whole group, this right here, this is a cool thing, because all the majority of the videos out there right now, people complaining about, oh, they should give us gas, and we should get paid more by the mile and all that type of stuff. All that energy is being wasted on that.
Yep.
And it's to the point where you might got somebody who's never drove an Uber or Lyft before, and they're looking at these videos, and you scared of people in the game before they could even get in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at this panel right here. We talking about, it's like we got solutions for
Yeah.
all the negative
Exactly.
stuff that they
Yeah.
come up with. We got solutions, like the last person who was speaking, sorry, I didn't catch your name, but you say you waking up the next morning in your Cash App, you got tips in your Cash App. So everybody in the panel just going after it, just getting it by all
Right.
means. And
Necessary.
yeah, so it's like, if you had the choice, you gonna follow all the negativity going on, or you going to use your greatest weapon, yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what I always preach, man. And that's why I
Yes,
said, man,
sir.
it's pointless, because a lot of people think all this stuff is new, man. This shit been going on. People been complaining for years. Like, people, they've been striking for years, complaining for years. I never understood why. Because it's like, you want another company or another person to give you something, whereas the man upstairs, I don't know if y'all religious or shit, he gave you the ability to think. You could think,
He
and you
sure
could
did.
create, yeah, you could create the life that you want to live. So it's
Mhm.
Yeah.
like, well, most people, they find it too hard to do that. It's easier to sit up here, complain, and play the blame game compared to holding yourself accountable and using your number one asset, which is your brain and the ability to think. People have to train themselves to think, man. And that's why discussions like this is impactful, and hanging out with people who think like you. Because if y'all think low and don't set goals, and shit, y'all gonna hit them every time. Nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gonna go on to the role of taking action. And before we go to, I got like another little closing statement. Imagine life where you wake up every morning with a sense of purpose and drive, knowing that you are actively working towards achieving your goals and reaching your full potential. Now imagine that life slipping away from you, lost to a lack of direction and failure to set clear goals and achievable targets. The clock is ticking and time is running out. Don't let another day pass without creating a vision for your success. Your future depends on it. A vision statement is an important tool for success because it sets direction for your life and provides a clear roadmap for achieving your goals. It also allows you to focus on your efforts and stay motivated. And when faced with challenges and setbacks, without the vision, it is easy to get caught up in the day by day grind or time wasting and lose sight of what truly matters. By creating vision and setting clear goals, actionable goals, you can take control of your life and chart a course towards a brighter future. So we pretty much got like one more section, then we're gonna close it out, man. So now everybody pretty much agreed that we got to create a vision for our life, setting goals and stuff. Now it's time to take action, man. Like there's no point of doing all this stuff, creating vision, thinking, trying to set yourself free, and you don't take action on it. So yeah, so we definitely going to discuss the importance of action, you know, because a lot of people, they don't do anything. But I thought about it. Oh, I don't want to do it, or like we established earlier. People say I'll start in like 5 years, so I'm gonna graduate school, buy a house. And everything I'm saying, this is what people have said to me. I thought about doing this, but I'm gonna start in 5 years because I just started a new job, or I want to graduate college first, and buy a home, then I'll start, on a business that I wanted to do. I'm like, why you need to do all these things, man? So anybody want to talk about the importance of
Hey,
action? Go ahead.
hey,
Go ahead.
Ron.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to buttress what you said. In my nonprofit class, we talk about the vision and the mission statements.
Mhm.
These two go hand in hand, and we have to understand the difference between the two of them. Vision is where you want to be, but mission is how do you get there?
Mm.
And that is the key thing. If you have a vision without a mission, you're wasting your time. You have to back it up. You have to put in action. You have to do something about it. You can talk about it, like they say, don't just sing it, bring it.
Mm.
Thank you.
You
Yeah,
got to start coming on more panels. You dropping heat.
for real.
Yeah, you're right, man. You gotta be about it. You really do have, because a lot of people, they talk a good game, and it's just like, I'm pretty sure y'all see it on Instagram. People, I do this, then you like, what? Like, where's the proof at? Where is the proof? Anybody else want to touch upon that? Well, actually, I got a question. Like, what are ways that y'all have, or if y'all have like any like daily disciplines, what are some of the things that you do to stay focused, stay motivated, to continue the momentum of taking action? Like, what do y'all do on y'all day by day routine, weekly routine, monthly routine? What are some of the things that y'all do?
Go to church, go to Bible study,
Mm-hmm.
go to Bible study every Wednesday, go to church every Sunday, pray every time I wake up, and work on my notes for Bible study. Like pray to God. That's what actually keep me going. Like if I didn't have God, I don't think I could be like I can keep going at all.
Okay.
So that's what keep me going.
All right.
My children, of course.
For me, I've changed some things around compared to what I did last year. I've told myself I have to work out 3 times a week. So I'm doing on Tuesdays, on Thursdays, like today, I worked out 1 hour a day, and on Saturdays. I have to put that time in because what we do most of the time as drivers is we sit down and we
Yeah.
sit and we eat and we drink and we
That's
sit again, hours on hours. And this is really destroying our body. So if you understand what I'm saying, you need to work on your body. You have if it's just push up, you can do it up, cardio. You don't have to join the gym. I do what I call dance exercise. From my place in Midtown to the zoo, I run while dancing on the street and listening to my favorite music or my podcast or my show or your YouTube. You have to work on yourself and your psychology. You have to move with people that challenge you to want to do better and be better and do greater things. So that's my challenge for myself this year. And 5 things I'm trying to eliminate from my life is negative people, too much sugar, too much salt, too much fat and oil, and smoke, direct or indirect. I don't smoke, so people that want to come into my car smoking, I'm sorry, you can't do it. I'm sorry.
Right.
Those are my things I'm switching around. And right now, I'm waking up every day between 3 and 3:30. By 4 a.m., I'm out. I walk till around 9 or 10. I shut it down, go take care of school. I'm taking 3 classes this semester. And by 4 p.m., I'm back out, walk till 7 or 8, and I do it again. So
Yep.
that's my
Shout out to
Formula.
you, man. I like
Yeah,
that. Who else want to go?
that's definitely the formula.
I wanna touch on this. Yeah, for me to be able to execute on a day to day,
Hmm.
I have to simplify it, and by that I'll make a checkoff list. I'll do it pen and paper. They got them on the phones for the apps. Just basic checkoff lists.
Mm-hmm.
When you see those little items that you're doing on a day to day, then you could expand it. So it's to the point now where I'm not I'm not an Uber driver. I'm a businessman.
Yep.
So I break the year off into quarters. What would a business do? Going back to your question earlier, Ronnie, you was talking about you wake up the next morning and you're deactivated. What do you do? And well, what would a business do? You know, when sales are going down, they have to make it work somehow. So if I'm deactivated, I'm about to I'm doing spring cleaning a little early this year. I'm about to sell some stuff. And just keep going forward. But to the main point for me, it's a checkoff list. And for my goals, my vision this year, I'll be able to execute them. Just follow what I wrote down and just take it day
Hmm.
by day.
Yeah. Yeah, man. A checklist helps out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm always in my notes, bro. I got a shit ton of notes like in my phone. Just certain things.
Yeah.
Even if I come up with an idea, I just got to write it down and and execute, or at
Hmm.
least come back so I can execute it later. Having some type of goals or some type of like measurement or things that you could quantify. Like, all right, I want to get this done by this specific time. Here we go. Like even for to set up this meeting, shit, I think we came up with the idea shit like maybe a
Month and
month
a
and a
half ago.
half. Yeah, a month and a half ago. And it's okay, it's gonna be on this date, this we gonna do. So yeah, like your dreams would not come true if you don't take action on them, man.
Right.
And things require speed. You gotta act on them as fast as possible. Otherwise that energy gonna run out, the momentum gonna run out, that drive is
Hmm.
going to run out, man. And
Hmm.
just compare yourself to your passengers. Like that's how I kind of look at it because I like to be competitive, especially if we gonna be out here driving a lot. You driving them around, they trying to have fun. You like, huh, fucker. Like I'm out here getting it, man.
Yeah.
Trying to set myself up. I'm like, yeah, I could delay gratification right now because you know because at first it's like, dang, I want to do that. Then you just stop caring. It's like eventually that's all y'all gonna do. Like how many parties, how much alcohol, how many clubs can you go to? How many
Right.
times can you go hiking on the same places? How many
Uh,
mimosas can you drink? Like what is your life going to consist of? Just time wasting, man. Just wasting so much time without taking action or anything. People, they don't take action to fix their life, but let Coachella come up. Oh, yeah, we got tickets, and they playing out the Airbnb. They playing in, they taking action in,
Yup.
but it's all for the wrong things,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going only to drive people.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Coachella
Pick
made
'em
me
up.
a lot of money on 2019, bro. So I'm always
Yeah.
going, bro. For
I'm
They
sure.
ready.
always go-
Yeah,
That's
Shit.
I'm
that's
ready.
exactly why I don't do nothing. Because if it's something like an event, sporting event, you know, uh, up here, especially the sports teams in the Bay Area has been pretty good over the few years. Playoffs, something going, you gonna go? Nope, I'm gonna be driving. Like,
I'm gonna be driving. Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
I'll just live through
Facts.
y'all. Y'all act like
Well,
y'all having
that's
fun.
yeah.
You
In the
know,
Super Bowl, same thing. I'm gonna
yeah.
be
People,
driving.
yeah. Have you ever been? People asking, have you ever been to a concert? I'm like, I've been to like a symphony, but me just sitting there, listen to a bunch of noise and people yelling and people on drugs just jumping up and down. Like, it just don't seem like a good time. It's like, man,
It's
it
like
don't
For
I
seem
do.
real.
productive.
It's like I do raves all the time in the Inland Empire, and like
Uh-huh.
everybody's like, "Hey, bro, let's go to a rave." I'm like, "Bro, I'm gonna be there, but working, bro, making my money, bro. Like y'all could go have fun. I'll be out there
And
just kind
yeah,
of taking you home."
and
Mhm.
raves are the worst because they be on the most drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Drugs,
Ketamine,
naked and
cocaine, acid.
degenerate.
Yeah,
They
Yep.
be
that's
on, yeah, they be on all kind of stuff. So,
Check
I,
your back feet when they get out.
yeah,
Facts.
Yeah, it's
that's
so
sad.
funny because we had like 2 rave concerts here in the Hampton Roads area, and I didn't even know it was such a
a,
huge
a
thing.
thing.
I
Right.
like it is. There was so many people, and I was just like, "What
Yeah.
the fuck is
What?
going on?"
Right.
And it was cold that weekend too, and they dressed in these like booty short bodysuits. I'm like, okay, whatever, do you? But few of them got in the car. I had my little raise. I'm like, I don't know where y'all been, so I'm spraying the back seat
right.
because I don't have time. But anyway, but yeah, like to answer your question, I was in the bathroom, so I don't know if I heard all the questions you had asked, but what I do to plan um
Yeah, pretty much
in the
taking
morning.
action. Hmm.
Okay. So in the morning I listen to different like motivational podcasts or YouTube.
Hmm.
I listen to you, Ronnie, your crazy ass, but I listen to you and I listen to different people on like finance, motivation, like just how to, vision, how to plan, just different motivational things to just kind of get my mind right in the morning, because not all the time you wake up and you just like,
Right.
gotta hit this road again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it just helps me stay on track. And I also, have my calendar, and I showed my mom my calendar one time. I don't know how we got on it. She was like, "What do you have in your calendar?" Like that's my checklist. Just like I think it was Curtis who was saying it. That's my checklist. That's what I have to do. I have I plan even my budget in there and everything just to kind of stay, focused, because it can get very easy to, step out of focus
Yeah.
if you're not planning. So I try to, plan my day, my week out, and try to stick to that plan as well. We're business owners, so we kind of know how our schedule can get jumbled sometimes. But as long as you have like a goal,
Yeah.
for that day, and try to hit as many of those checkpoints as possible. And then, if I, just the action, just do it. I mean, that's pretty much, you take action on the things that you set for yourself. I got to get back into, the gym and stuff like that. I'm like kind of weighing it a little bit, because I'm just like, I might not be able to do much after I have my surgery, but they ain't working on my legs so I can walk, different things like that.
Hmm.
But also watching like my diet and stuff like that. And it is true, when you are watching your diet, just as Moy was saying, I hope I said your name right. Um, when you're eating right, drinking water and different things. Like I have my gallon of water in here. I'm filling it up all the time in my water bottle and stuff like that. And then on these streets, it can be very easy to, eat junk food and stuff like that. That
Hmm.
that affects your brain, your mentality,
Hmm.
your energy, um, you know, spiritually and just naturally in your body. And if you're not fueling yourself properly and drinking enough water, taking your, I take like vitamins and herbs and stuff like that, just to kind of keep, my body. I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I'm definitely not, but I'm working towards that like every single day. And this year I'm getting my sexy bag. I mean, not that I feel like I'm not sexy, but I have my goal. But just planning and taking those steps and those actions to get to where I want to be in everything. I already decided, like, this year, the way I've been procrastinating, I'm gonna make that shit happen this year. Even if it's not everything, but it's gonna be at least 2 or 3 of those things that I have been working on. I'm gonna make sure they come into fruition, or at least get established. So
There you go.
yeah.
There you go.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
answered your question. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Yeah, I got one last question statement. Um, adversity, that's inevitable. Stuff gonna happen, shit gonna fuck up, stuff gonna take a lot longer than expected, man. So I want y'all or a few people to answer this question. What are some things that you do to overcome adversity? Like, do you expect it? How do you feel like when you face with adversity? Are you that type of person to just like, you know what? It is what it is. Let me strategize, try something else. I accept it. I'm gonna keep going out there and fighting, or you just like, it didn't work. I try, even though I tried once, I didn't spend a lot of time on it. Let me move to something else. Like, how do y'all deal with adversity?
I just keep it pushing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at that point, like, let's say if something does go wrong, you know what I mean? You just gotta, if you keep on thinking like, oh damn, well, I tried all my best and I can't do anything else, then you just go in a hole, you know? So you just gotta keep it pushing. Well, that's what I do. I just, when something hits me, I'll be like, all right, just keep it pushing and try something else, or
Mm-hmm.
you gotta fail to succeed also, you know what I mean? So like, if that didn't work, try something else. If it does work, then you're good, you know? So I
All right.
just keep it
Do
pushing.
you remember or have like a example, like any time, like last year, you was just faced with adversity, some shit fucked up, and you thought you was in a dark place, then a day, couple days, a month, couple months later, you like, damn, man, that wasn't as bad as I thought. Do you
Yeah,
have a
well,
specific
I
example?
was I was working at a warehouse, and like, I don't know, somehow the warehouse industry went to complete crap, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
they let me go. So I'm like, instead of like, I got like a whole 2 3 months, like, damn, I need to make money, you know what I mean? I need to make
Mm-hmm.
money to pay my bills and stuff. So I'm like, what do I do? Do I collect unemployment, get half of what I was already making, or just do something else? And like, I used to do Uber, but like Uber kind of died down like in the 2020 from the pandemic. So that I just went to the warehousing industry. That took a toll too. So I'm like, I could just complain about not making money at home, or do I just start up Uber again and see how it goes? And fortunately, it helped me out to make some more money. You know what I mean? But like,
Okay.
not having a job really like gets you down so bad, because like, dang, a bill just passed, a bill, another passed. So now you like have a lot of debt now. You're like, dang, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like, that's why I just keep it pushing, Because I've been there where you don't make no, like, you be in that hole for so long. You're like, man, I'm not gonna do that no more. You lose
Right.
that focus, you lose that train of thought, you know what I mean? And like, that's why, friends come and help out and be like, man, you gotta keep it going, man. Can't be, you know, can't be by yourself. You can't be in the hole again by yourself. You gotta pick yourself up again and just keep it pushing.
Right. It's all part of the game, man. It's all part of the game, and now I'm
Yeah.
sure you looking back at it, like you like, man, that wasn't as that bad as I
I'm like,
thought it was.
I'm making more money than, you know what I mean? Than what I was doing over there in the first place. So
Exactly.
at
Who
first, it's like, oh damn, like no money, no job. What am I gonna do? But then you find little opportunities, you take them, make some
Yeah.
money, and then it's like whatever now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I knew for myself personally, I'll make this quick. Um, I always thought the pandemic, the year 2020, was probably gonna be the hardest year for most people.
Mm-hmm.
Because once it happened, I'm like, shit, if you could survive during the pandemic and still get out there, push yourself to drive and make money, and you could survive anything. Because as far as driving, that was going to be the worst it was, in my opinion, it's ever going to be, not unless something significant happen in the future. But as long as, nobody's locked down, people gonna need rides, man. It's like the modern day
Hmm.
crack.
Yep.
People they need they fix. They need to get to point A to point B. So, some people they depend on this now. You know.
Right.
I actually,
You
I
know,
think there's
Yeah.
a possibility that coming up here, sorry, excuse me, had a tickle in my throat. Anyway, I think there's a huge possibility here moving forward. First off, wealthy people are going to keep doing what they do. They're going to be getting the same rides that they've been getting. But then also, because there's so many layoffs and stuff going on right now, because the markets are shifting, businesses are rebranding and shifting around their resources. I think there's going to be a lot more demand actually in the rideshare space,
Mm,
because what's going to end up happening is a lot of people having a vehicle is expensive. Having a vehicle is expensive, and especially when you start losing out on some income, people aren't going to hold on to that expense,
right.
which is
hmm
going to mean that there's going to be more people coming into needing rideshare. You already have this generation that prefers not having the responsibility of having a car, but
Right.
now you add on top of that, and you hear it all the time. It's like, oh yeah, my business pays for it. Oh, then this pays for it. Most of the time, my clients are talking about how they got the ride from somebody else, even the colleges. So I think actually we might see an expanse in the customers needing rides with rideshare.
hmm
Okay.
Just to
I
elaborate on that adversity question that you asked, Ronnie.
Hmm.
Um, I've been dealing with adversity for a long time. I seen my mother deal with it. I see my father deal with it. I see my whole family dealt with it. But I think one of the things that you touched on, and when we actually did the 2 racks a week challenge
Hmm.
video, your mind got to be there, okay? Because you got to know that shit gonna happen. It's relevant. That's why you pay insurance. I mean,
Yeah.
if we didn't think, that's why insurance is so high. It's a sense of comfort, you know, to have that full coverage, or to have that life insurance, to have that home insurance, or to have whatever insurance you need to feel comfort.
Hmm.
But it's there because you know it's gonna happen. It's just gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the key things that I've learned is, if you build good relationships, and I'm gonna elaborate on it a little bit, because when you brought up the pandemic, I was not in the ride share. I was at a restaurant. That's where I
Hmm.
come from. And a lot of restaurants just shut down.
Yep.
A lot of them went to unemployment, whatever it was, because they didn't get the PPE loan or wherever it was. They just couldn't even survive to even get to that point. The relationship that I had with the owner kept me at a position where I was making more money during the pandemic than I was out the pandemic, because we her vision and her adversity she was dealing with, she found a way to say, "Oh, I never did like Uber. I never did like DoorDash. I never did like Grubhub. You know what?
Hmm.
I love them now because that's all we could do."
Hmm.
So, using that adversity, and at that time was building a good relationship. So now I'm at the point where, if I do get deactivated tomorrow, trust and believe me, I have so many good relationships set up with my vision. I can still tap those relationships
Hmm.
to move forward. So all I can say is, at the end of the day, just try to be positive at everything you do. If you got negative people in your circle, and this is what I said, I had to cut out a lot of close people to me because they were too negative. My goal was to have positive people around me. Once I started watching this channel, once I started getting listening to more positive people, reading positive books, you know, uh, like what was said, in the morning, listening to, motivational speeches, whatever that may be to get you to that point. If you feeding that mind, if you feeding the mind along with the body as usual, trust me, you think clearer, you see clearer. You like, oh man, you know what? Oh, that's how I didn't even see that. Oh, I didn't even hear that. I'm not looking at my phone as much now. Now I'm looking at everything around me like we used to do before we had this stuff. So you have to build a lot of that stuff inside. So when the adversity hit, you know how to move around it because you built for the adversity. A lot of people, I don't, and I'm just speaking for experience because I've done live and I'm not saying I've visit, but I've lived in Philly, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., South Carolina, New York, Minneapolis, Las Vegas. Now I'm here in St. Louis. So I've been in a lot of different states, a lot of different areas. One of the main things that I see is people get so caught up on all the negative, because I was there. You get so caught up on all the negative stuff that's going around you. Mm-hmm. You really don't know how to handle not just adversity, but you don't even know how to handle opportunity when it comes knocking at your door. So you're missing out on everything. So you got to take everything that's at a point where it's at a level where you think you're about to go over the edge, and you find a comfort zone to get you, whether you need to talk to your friend, your mother, you need to open up the Bible, whatever you need to do. Get a relationships, build good relationships with people, with yourself, or whatever you need to do. So when adversity comes, you can deal with it in a clear thought, by just making sure you got a good mindset. And based off of that, you should be good. And if not, at the end of the day, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. That person will tell you what you need to do. The only person that's going to really tell you how to deal with that adversity is that person in the mirror. So you just got to just be able to just know that adversity is coming, first of all. Embrace it. Oh, man, you know what? Like my man Jay said, man, brush that off. Brush this, man, come on. Yeah, brush that off. That's not, I mean, only, and another thing, the reason why I say that is because where I'm from, there are so many people in my home city that have so much hustle mentality. They have so much vision, so much that it's so amazing on what they want to do in life. They don't do it because, first of all, they just don't have it in them to do it. Okay, they give up on their dreams. They don't have goals. It's a whole bunch of list of things. But at the end of the day, there's so many other people that's ahead of them. So when you're thinking about opening up a shoe line, man, in New York, there's already 10,000 people ahead of you. So you got to be able to cut through and know how to diversify yourself in each category that you want to be ahead of, because the competition is heavy. I mean, really heavy. So coming out here to St. Louis, coming out to different places, man, I know what it takes, but I also know I'm going to fall. I also know I'm going to make mistakes. I also know that I'm going to, things are going to happen outside of my control. That's why I don't worry about what no one tells me. I'm doing $300 a day faithfully, because you know why? I know how to get it. I know how to go out there and make it happen. Follow the recipe, feed your mind, make sure that you get the bad spirits from around you. I'm like Speaker said, I don't want to be like spiritual, but I'm telling you, when you got bad spirits around you, trust and believe me, it will wear off on you. And the next thing you know, you in the same hole. Misery love company. And I can't do misery. I don't do misery. I don't do drama. I can't do that. I've been there. That is such a bad place to be in. So once you take that all off of you, if you're in a bad spot, you got bad people around you. And oh man, woo, oh yeah, man, you show right. That's this, that's that. All they talk, ain't nobody talking them good until you go to the funeral and they speaking. Now they want to speak good. What about before that happened? So all I'm saying is that adversity is going to come. You have to embrace it. Don't be scared of it, because we all going to leave this earth one day. Eventually, we all going to leave this earth. You better embrace the fact that you're going to get old. Your bones going to get, you ain't going to be able to do what you used to do. just embrace it. And then when you embrace it, you get your grandpa, whatever on. At that point, you know how to, you know how to move. But I think as a panel, I think we all have been through so much because all the different stories, the adversity, we embrace that because we already know as rideshare people, there's gonna be some type of adversity. Either your friends telling you crazy, you can't do that. You just an Uber driver. Oh, this and this and this and that. Okay. Man, I just seen that video you did. You doing 2 racks a week, and there's other people doing it. Oh man, come on, man. My DM blowing up. And I didn't even know what to expect. I just did it because it's real. So now it's to the point where, okay, now it's time to take it to another level. So it's all about finding a good space, man. Just find a good space, find good people that you can be around, even if you got to be by yourself for a while. And sometimes that's what it takes. Even if you got to be by yourself and try to deal with you to naturally bring in people. Some of my close people, I haven't even been close to 2-3 years. Some of my partners, I'm not even close like that because I can love you from a distance. So you got to surround yourself with positive things, positive people. And once you get to that point, man, adversity, come on, man, that's going to happen. They deactivate me, that's fine. If this happened, that's fine. Long as I'm taking care of my situation with me, and trust and believe me, make sure you paying attention to your surroundings, and you should be fine.
Bro, thanks for blowing my thunder many times, man. Like you said, there will always be problems. There are days I wake up and I anticipate, God, what can go wrong today? I ask myself a question because I know there's something that will go wrong. And as a driver, one of the first things that could go wrong is my car doesn't start or something. So I try to put some money on the side, save for rainy days. But who are you going to call to help you? So driver, please always have it in your head. If it's 10% of your money that you get every day, put it aside in your savings where you can easily reach it. Always do that, please. And I'm going to drop another saying. I came up with this. It says, what makes you significant is what you can, that others can count in their account. That is what sets you apart. You know your why. Why am I doing this? Why do I have to get up by 4 o'clock and go out and get it? One of my whys is my child support. I put myself in child support. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and that is one of my motivations. Like this brother said correctly, you have to accept those adversities and convert them use them as your motivation to get you and get you going. You see, even the Bible says the enemy will come in the form of flood, but the Lord will lift our standard against them. It's there. But you have to be willing to get up and get out and go get it. They say fake it till you make it. I don't fake it. I fake it. F-A-I-T.
We did that for
Please, everybody, you have to know why you are doing what you're doing. And that is good enough to get you up and out and about. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yes.
man.
Anybody else want to go for like a minute or two? Because I'm gonna read 2 more quotes, then we're gonna.
Hey,
Well, y'all, I have just for a comical moment, if y'all don't mind, my
Yeah, go ahead.
passenger, I just picked her up from the airport, and her mom was 80.
Just 80.
Oh, you muted yourself.
Sorry, can y'all hear her?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
No,
Yep.
no,
My
she had
mother-
mute. She said 80.
My mother was 80 and she decided to become an Uber driver.
Mhm.
And she started to blog the passions of an 80-year-old Uber driver. And she's one of those Uber X because she has a big van, mints in it, chargers, bottles of water, and did it for about 2 years until she lost her eyesight. And she lost her hearing and lost her eyesight. She's 86 now, so she can't do it anymore.
Yeah, but her grandma, she had her income, but then she wanted extra money to gamble, so she did Uber to gamble.
And she thought it was fun. She thought it was fun.
the mindset of a hustler for real.
Hey,
About the city
She was
and
trying
be
to flip.
grandma
That's all.
sometimes.
She's trying to flip.
That's rude. You're not supposed to do that. You get in trouble sometimes.
Well, good for at least.
But
at least
yeah,
she got
y'all,
out there
I
and
wanted
tried
to.
it.
But she had a
So there's
plan. I like
no
that.
excuse. So there's like no excuse for no one to get out here and say they
Right.
can't do it,
Girl,
especially if you're
what you
able-bodied.
said.
Hold on, Sherelle. Ask your passenger what is her vision for 2023? What does she want to
Oh,
accomplish?
she hears you.
I'm going to try to get 2 copyrights, 2 patents, and a trademark.
Okay.
That's what I'm working on. I have a trademark where I'm working on food that is recipes for alternative eaters that are like allergies. So I'm working on the diet and the website for the food, which I own, and a clothing line. I've just redesigned a bra. You'd love that.
Nice. I'm
I
happy
have
to get you.
my part of my new bra is on. The other half I haven't finished. It's waiting on.
Right. Hold on. I got a couple more questions for you if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
What are some of like the negative things that a lot of Uber or Lyft drivers complain about once you get in the car?
I don't travel enough for that.
Okay.
But it's funny because my mother says they complained that my car was dirty. She got one person, she said it was raining outside. She had to drive through mud and whatever, it's gonna get dirty.
Yeah.
And it pissed her off. So, and she said, so you're pissed me off because she's old, she can do what she wants.
Yeah.
I was her first customer, so we planned on it. And then her first real customer was at the airport, and it was also her customer's first ride. So together they figured out the compute part.
Okay.
So I was telling her, she's had somebody, he left his briefcase with his passport and his insulin in the car, and she tracked him down. But she thoroughly enjoyed it, just talking to people and whatever. She's like, I figured this one out. This one's a quiet one. This one wants to talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you kind of have to gauge who you're talking, who your
Yeah,
client
that's
is.
Right.
definitely true. And 2 more questions. Question number
Okay.
1, what does success mean to you?
Well, you know what? I have a child that is special needs that just voted and has a driver's license and is going to college.
Mm-hmm.
So leaving a legacy of a child that was, I could have put him in institution when he was 4. He was that severe. He fit the criteria. And we busted our butt and used every penny that was given to us. We were good stewards of our money. And that's the legacy I leave behind is this lovely child.
There we
He's
go.
18. He's not
Yes,
child.
it is.
He's your
that's,
child.
that's
He's
powerful.
my child. Yeah.
And one last question. Damn, I just had
Oh, yeah.
mine just went blank.
One last question.
Oh yeah,
Adversity.
yeah. I got it. How do you overcome adversity?
Okay. Well, it depends on who is being adverse.
Mhm.
If it's somebody that you can make your friend, that is what I do 90% of the time. I say, I am going to kill you with kindness. So a
Okay.
guy came in behind me in the Applebee's, and he was just an asshole mean guy. And I said, it was back when we stopped smoking. I said, they don't let you smoke in here anymore. She'll be with you in a minute, because I was the other customer. And he said, Virginia is a communist state. And I went from 0 to pissed off in 1 second. And I'm like, you failed history, you failed sociology, you failed everything. I said, I am going to win. That's what I said, I'm going to win. So what I did was I got the waitress to get this guy, and I paid for him in his wife's lunch. And I gave them this information was, welcome to Virginia. And that's all I said. And he actually cried. But I won.
Wow,
Yeah,
he
you
cried.
Yeah.
I did the
Wow.
right thing, even
You
though
did.
I
you
wasn't
did.
doing it right in my heart.
Right.
I did the right thing, and I won, and that was fun too.
Yeah,
That's
life's about
exclusive.
winning.
That's
Wow.
exclusive.
But that's
there.
usually what I do. I'm going to
Okay.
kill you with kindness. It's really hard to be mean to people when you're kind to you.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Well, I appreciate you
Yeah.
sharing those tips.
My
and
pleasure. I'm so
Exactly.
pleased that you're working on your careers.
all right.
You know?
Oh yeah. That's why it's important to have
Hershey
discussions like
chocolate.
this.
Hershey chocolate guy, Milton Hershey, he made caramels. And he
Yeah.
died rich. You know, you don't know what little thing could become everything.
All right.
You
Well, have
gotta
a
Yeah,
good
but get
night.
your stuff out.
Yes. Make sure you stay out of
She
trouble.
said bye.
That was cool. Seeing people, they always complain. Like, I don't want to talk to people. It's easy, man. You pick up the right person, you got the right
Yep.
attitude. You can have
Mhm.
good conversations like that, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna get a nice tip, man. Simple as that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna read 2 things before we get up out of here. But the first thing is
I'm
about
sorry, y'all. I done zoned out because I've been up since yesterday morning.
Oh no, no worries, shit. We about to shut it down because I know, Lisa on Eastern time. It's 10 o'clock over there, so it's only 7, over here. So I want to talk
Mm.
about the importance of taking action. Taking action is crucial for bringing a vision for success to fruition because it is the means by which progress is made towards achieving and the desired outcome. Without action, a vision just remains an idea or a dream. Action allows for implementation of a plan and the execution of the necessary steps to make the vision a reality. Additionally, taking actions help you overcome any obstacle or challenges that may arise and provides the opportunity for feedback and course correction. Ultimately, taking action is the key to turning a vision into a tangible reality. The last one is about overcoming adversity and perseverance. Perseverance and resilience are important qualities that play a key role in overcoming obstacles and setbacks on the path to the realization of a vision for success. Perseverance refers to the ability to persist in pursuing a goal despite facing challenges or obstacles. It involves determination, grit, and a willingness to continue working towards the vision, even when the progress is slow or difficult. Resilience, on the other hand, refers to ability to bounce back from adversity and to recover from setbacks. It is the capacity to adapt and cope in the face of difficult situations. Together, perseverance and resilience help an individual to stay on course, to maintain focus, and to keep moving forward, even in the face of obstacles and setbacks. These qualities help an individual to maintain the motivation and drive necessary to achieve the desired outcome and to persist the face of any challenges that may uh rise, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Anybody want to
You
give like
mind if
a
I answer
last
your
word?
question?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can answer. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I wanted to answer on the adversity.
Okay.
Uh, so I think in my situation, I had the previous YouTube channel and I let it go. Um, and I think in that situation, I ended up getting 2 strikes on my channel. And if you know, years back, strikes on your channel, especially, ended up with 3. It messes up your AdSense account. It doesn't matter how many YouTube channels you create,
Mm-hmm.
you won't make a profit off of it anymore. So I was monetized on that channel and I was doing okay. Um, and then I fought the 2 strikes. It took about a month for them to clear up the strike situation, and I was drained emotionally, mentally. YouTube is a huge game. You know, not just the comments. The comments aren't as big a deal as much as when somebody does something that will actively destroy any chance you have at making your income and making a
Mm-hmm.
living. So that kind of messed with me, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give myself a few weeks. I'm gonna come back. Didn't. Years went by, but you know what? The thing is that now I started making a little bit of content there, but now I have 2 other channels that I make content on, you know. So it's not like you can get into a situation where you let it kind of stop you or slow you down, but you can also come back from those situations and make it something completely brand new, and you can persevere over it and use it as, I mean, a few people have mentioned taking that adversity and turning it into motivation. So
Mhm.
for that YouTube channel, and then also planning ahead, like understanding that there's going to be things that can come up that are outside of your control, like you said,
Mhm.
if we get deactivated. If we get deactivated, I mean, there's a reason why I build out a private client list.
Yep.
There's a reason why
Hmm.
if we make contacts,
Yep.
there's a reason why we are in other businesses, so
Yep.
that adversity can't stop us from continuing to grow toward those goals or the visions. Because goals, I mean, you can isolate goals separate from the visions. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's all I wanted to throw in.
Yeah, man,
That's a
it's
great
something that
point.
we all gonna have to overcome and deal with. So we might as well
Yeah.
just get used to it and embrace it. I mean,
Hmm.
because it's always light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of
Yes.
people, in my opinion, they give up too early and they just
Yes.
accept, small losses as failure. So y'all got to keep in mind it's only failure once you accept it as such, man.
Yes.
So anybody else want to, say something before we get up out of here?
I just want to say I
I just want
appreciate
to
everybody. Thank you. I appreciate all the information and all the feedback. It really helps for this type of conversation because like we said, you just don't know what type of day someone is actually having. Even us.
Yeah.
I mean, we could be having a rough day, but I still feel like if I get that text that someone else is having a rough day, I can come in and feed off a panel like this and give them a more better insight on things because we actually had this type of conversation. And I just want to say I'm happy to be a part of it, and I wish everybody success on everything they doing. And let's just don't stop here. Like I said, get 2 racks. I'm trying to do 3. So it's just like, whatever goals, y'all got set for yourself with y'all businesses and y'all life and whatever. I just really appreciate y'all sharing that because that helps, not just me, but like I said, the people that surround me that I want to bring, up with me at the same time. So I appreciate that. Really, I do.
You're welcome, man. Thanks for being
and
here.
I just want to say that last passenger, she just tipped me $20.
Told you, I called it.
Go girl.
I called it, and I'm
So
glad that happened because
Should've
now
gave her
we could share that on the channel, man.
You should have gave her the
'cause-
Cash App too. Yeah, right. You should have gave her that Cash App too.
Yeah, man. And
yeah,
that's
but I'm thankful though. You know what I mean? That's what happens
Yeah,
when
right.
you're nice to be. Just be nice and
Yes,
talk to
be
people.
nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happened when you nice, and also if you have a positive mindset, goals.
Yep.
That's people like to hear that, man. Especially if they're pursuing something and they think like you, because it's rare. Especially if they get into somebody else's car,
Yes.
because most people they don't even care enough. They do not give a fuck. They just
Mhm.
this.
I purposely bring it up in the car a lot, which was the benefit of like I said, I meet lawyers and whatnot. I actually had a lawyer because I told him I wanted to build out a fleet. He's like, I was always interested in that, but my friends like told me off of it. So talk about adversity and things like that.
Right.
He's like, so take down my information. He's like, because this is before I got the Tesla. He's like, get your first car, and then after you get your first car, contact me. So we'll see what we were able to do, but you never know who might want to help you on that journey upward.
Yep. Right. Yes,
That's
sir.
fact.
That's why networking is so key, bro, in this business.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You never know.
Networking is a she.
Never know who you gonna meet. Well, I'm
Yeah.
about
I just
to
want to say to everyone,
Mhm.
everyone,
It was a pleasure talking to everyone.
y'all are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta do this
I
again.
Everybody,
I
man.
appreciate all y'all.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I
Yeah, I
love
wanna
it. I love it. That's what's up.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining, showing up. It means a lot, man. Not just for myself, but for y'all, because it's
Mhm.
stuff like this is impactful, and I'm glad that people out here trying to change their life and think the same way instead of focusing on a whole bunch of negative stuff, man. And plus, doing stuff like this, it makes you feel better. Like I'm pretty sure people gonna go to bed feeling pretty good about themselves, pretty good about the upcoming day.
Mhm. Yep.
If you don't have clear goals, hearing for the people who are going to watch this, if you don't have clear goals, in the description, I'm gonna have a few questions for you, stuff that you could think about and that you can answer. So it's still January. It's a slow time, so take advantage of some of the downtime that you may have. Start planning out your goals. Write stuff down. If you have to, go to the internet, go to Google, see if they have any meetups around your area to see if it's something that you're particularly interested in. Go to like Meetup. I think it's meetup.com, or you can just type in
Yeah.
whatever you're interested in the meetup, see what's around you. Then that's another way that you can network and be around, individuals.
It's actually an app. There's an app called Meetup that you can download.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay,
what's
yeah. So download the app and see what's
Mhm.
around your area, and you can meet people that way, man. But got a little closing statement for the conclusion. In conclusion, a vision for success is a powerful tool for achieving personal and professional goals. It provides a clear and compelling direction for where we want to go and what we want to achieve. We have discussed the importance of taking action in order to bring our vision to fruition, and the role of perseverance and resilience in overcoming obstacles and setbacks. We encourage you to start creating your own vision for success and to take actions towards achieving your goals. Remember that your vision is unique to you and that it should be meaningful, achievable, and inspiring. And remember that taking action, no matter how small, is the key to turning your vision into a tangible reality. Let's start creating our own vision for success and take action for achieving our goals, man. And last thing before we get up out of here, sometime in the next couple months, maybe like the mid-year or so, I'll probably have like the next session, which is going to be levitate. I want to hear, people, the stuff, excuse me, the stuff that they've been working on for the past few months. How's it going for them? The wins that they are receiving, and kind of like do like some type of inventory, see who winning out here and how we all can help each other and
Yes, sir.
share more positive stories, man, because we are trying to win the game.
Yes.
But
sir.
yeah, man. Until next time, you already know I'm about to end this
Yeah,
thing. How I'm about to end it. I seen it, Steven. I seen in the comments somebody called me Stevie Wonder. I like that, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, get to it, man. Make sure y'all create y'all vision for this year.
Yes, sir.
Ronnie Speed over and out. Holla back. Peace.